So I have a book unhaul today. Book unhauls are my favourite videos ever to watch. I mean, unhauls in general. I also love like eyeshadow declutters. This isn't gonna be a very big unhaul because I don't tend to let them pile up. I tend to, if I know I'm not gonna want to keep the book goes. I only tend to keep a book if I am likely to reread it. So me unhauling a book doesn't mean it's bad necessarily. It just means it's not rereadable for me. There are a few on my shelf that I am not likely to reread, but because it's a really beautiful edition and I liked the book, I will then keep it. I'm trying not to keep books that are stunning editions if I did not actually like the book. So I've been getting rid of them, which hurts for the beauty, but there's no point keeping books that I don't want to read. So like I said, this is only going to be like a small little pile. What I tend to do is I have a bag that I put any books that I want to get rid of in. And once that bag's like full, I will take it to the local charity shop and they can then be rehomed to whoever wants the book. I do, which there's one in this pile today. If it's a beautiful like Fairy Loot edition, Illumicrate edition, like a special copy of a book, I will sell it on eBay or try to sell it on eBay. If I don't, I will still just donate it to the charity shop because it's much better off going to another home than just wasting space and collecting dust in my house. The first book I'm unhauling is The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I read this very recently. I think I read it like last week. This book I really, really enjoyed. So this one is about a woman called Jess and she goes to Paris, kind of fleeing from her job, which they get into in the book. And she wants to go and stay with her brother and he's invited her. He's like, when you get here, just come up to this room. I'll be here to let you in. But then when she gets there, first of all, she has a real tough time getting into even through the gates where the apartment is, because it's like a gated apartment shared with a few other people. And then she manages to get in. This isn't a spoiler, it's like the very first scene. And she goes up to her brother's apartment and he is not there. And there are very suspicious signs, like his wallet's still there, there's like other things. And also he left her a voice message, which was saying, I will be there when you arrive. And that message was sent not very long ago. So Jess has to go and investigate and like interview the other residents of this apartment and try and just suss out what's happened to Ben, their relationships with him. Is there any kind of tensions? Could he have annoyed anyone? What is going on? Because Ben was such a likable person that she doesn't really understand who would want to harm him. And it's just her uncovering the secrets that within that apartment. I really liked this. Like the twist in this, I did not see coming, which I'm not very good at guessing twists anyway. But even though I really enjoyed this, I think I gave it like a 4 stars. As it's a thriller, like there's a mystery element to it. I don't tend to keep these on my shelves after I read it, no matter how much I love them, because once you know, you know. You know? This next one is actually 3 books, but it's all like the same series. The first one being Book of Orlando by Laura Lascasso. I always struggle with that last name. I never know if I say it right. This one I've tried to read very recently and I just could not get into it. I did not like the writing style. So I'm going to get rid of the other books as well. So there's also Bloodborne Prince and Pakusha. Don't know if that's how you say that. Also, these covers are horrific, so I don't want them on my shelves. This next one is a book that I really enjoyed reading, and then I was going to keep. It went back on my shelf and I've had it for like a few months, and I was looking at it the other day and I was like, I'm not going to reread you. I didn't care that much. I was just in the feelings at the time. And that is My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Brathwaite. See, I love, like, this book looks so cool. And I did really enjoy it. I don't remember what I rated it. I think it was like a 4, maybe again. And even though I really enjoyed it, it's not readable for me. And it didn't quite live up to the expectations that I had for it. I feel like the plot's quite self-explanatory from the title. This one is another one that I was going to keep. Like, I really enjoyed it. I think it was another 4-star for me. There's a bit of a theme of a 4-star reads in this pile. But it was a Fairy Loot edition. I really enjoyed the book. And I thought, oh, I enjoyed it. It's a pretty edition, so I'll keep it. And that is This Vicious Grace by Emily Theed. I'm not a big yellow, brown, gold fan. Like, I don't like those kind of neutrally colours. It's just not my thing. But I do love the lemons on the side. I am a lemon girl. And it's been quite a few months since I've read this. Like, it's been a long time. And it was another kind of situation with My Sister the Serial Killer where, looking back at it, I don't think I have any interest to reread it, and it's not pretty enough to sway me to keep it. So this is actually the one that I have sold on eBay. So this one does already have a new home, which I'm hoping whoever bought it loves it and they have a great time reading it. And the last book, we were already there. I told you this was a short stack. This book I have not read yet, but I am going to read. This is actually my second copy of this book, which at the time when they were coming out, I wanted both copies of this book. So this is Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. This is the Waterstones edition. So the whole reason I wanted this was for this gorgeous potion bottle that is under the dust jacket. Now, when I ordered it, I didn't really think through that it was under the dust jacket. So A, you cannot see it unless you remove the dust jacket. And even if I do that, I would have to display it like this on my shelves. And A, I haven't read it yet, so I don't know if it's worthy of that. I have read Chloe Gong's These Violent Delights series, and I did like it, but I don't love it. But they still are on my shelves. I do like them enough to keep them. But I am hopeful because I do like Chloe Gong as an author. But I do have the Fairy Loot edition, which, let me show you actually. Okay, so this is the Fairy Loot edition, which A, it's blue. You know that's up my street. And B, this edition just gets more stunning the more you look at it. So the front of it looks quite similar to the Waterstones edition. It's just different colour. And then my favourite bit. These sprayed edges are like my favourite sprayed edges ever. Look how beautiful they are. And then you keep going and investigating and you go under the dust jacket, which just continues the beauty. Look how stunning that is. And then obviously, because it's a Fairy Loot edition, you have all of the gorgeous artwork of the characters inside. And then obviously Chloe signed it. So I don't need 2 editions of the book that I have not read. And this one for me is just so much better than the Waterstones edition. At the time, I was really struggling to decide between them, going, oh, which one do I want? I'll just get both. I now regret that decision because I clearly, from the start, if I'm honest with myself, I preferred the Fairy one. But I really liked the potion bottle on the Waterstones one. But like I said, it's hidden. And there's no point me keeping 2 copies. It's quite a chunky book as well. Like, this is a lot of real estate on my shelves. And I haven't read it. We don't know if it deserves it yet. And even then, I don't think that edition is good enough for me to want to keep 2 editions of the book, even if I do love it, personally. Let me know if you've read any of these books or enjoyed any of these books. Am I getting rid of some of your favourites? Did you also dislike them? Although most of these ones I'm getting rid of, I have liked. They're just not a fave or rereadable to stay on my shelves. But let me know.